What is up, everybody? So today we are back here in... Oh, wait, no, we're not back. Well, then welcome to PC Building Simulator. What are we doing today? Well, we're in the free play mode, also known as the sandbox mode. I've been playing around with it a little bit, but to get a little bit of experience. So let's go ahead and build a PC today. We gotta go ahead and select a case here. And we're not going to do anything like crazy. We just want to build a normal gaming rig. You know, something that you would kind of see every day, but something that, you know, is custom, you know, has the custom stuff in it. So I think we want to go with... Do they have Cooler Master? Cooler Master. I think I want to go with the Cooler Master, maybe. That's a mid tower. That's a micro. I want to have something with clear panels on a side. It would have an MSI. Let's see here. You're a mid tower. Mid tower. I don't seem to. Who else makes one? Does Yes, Deep Cool does make one. They make 3. They make 3 mid towers. How about Crosshair? They got a mid tower, it's full glass. I want to build something with white. Actually, I think we may go with this one. And we'll go with... We'll go with this one. Okay, so... Actually, I don't want to go with this one. We'll make this one the workspace computer over here for now. We'll work on that later, maybe. But, I think I did want to go with a, if I can go with a, Cooler Master. Actually, what does Asus have? Oh. So they have RGB lighting. Cooler Monster may have some stuff that lights up. I think we'll go with that. That is quite a small case. Alright, next we need to remove this front panel with the dust filter. Remove all the fans. Because we're not going to need the stock fans. There is a dry bay on the back, I do see that. So let's go ahead and get this case apart. Well, we have a nice place to put drives in later. That's convenient. We don't need this top drive bay. Because we're not going to use that. Let's go ahead and remove that top. That's kind of cool. The power button's a cooler master shaped button. Okay, so first up, let's go ahead and go over to custom water cooling. And let's go with a bit of light. Oh, hold on. So we can get a radiator. I see. Okay. Well, then we're just gonna go with one of these then. Okay, and go ahead and get a reservoir. If I can get one in there. Hold on. Can I get, I've never used the Alpha Cool. I could probably use... Oh, hold on. This goes on the back side. Okay, that makes sense. Not really too sure about that. We'll come back to that, and we'll find out what we got here. Actually, we can go with this. But we'll have to worry about that later after we get a motherboard in and everything on top of the motherboard. Alright, let's go ahead and go to motherboards. And we want a gaming motherboard. So let's see here. Who all makes motherboards here? Manufacturer. Alright, so we got MSI. Let's go with an Asus. And it can run a Coffee Lake, but I don't think that's what I want to run. Can I get one that runs socket? Yes, 2066. There we go. Let's go ahead and install this bad boy into here. There we go. Now we got a nice big old Intel processing machine. We can go ahead and drop in a ton of RAM. This thing will accept a lot of RAM, and by a lot of RAM I do mean a lot. So for as far as memory wise, I think we're gonna go with, what was our fastest Manufacturer was Asus. Max RAM speed is 4133, so I'm gonna go ahead and max out the frequency 4500 and the minimum being 4000. And we want to find a nice big, hopefully I can find, do they have big sizes? Alright, so the minimum we're going to go with is 16 gigs, 4000. Alright, so we can run the current we can go ahead and run a G skill, I think. Oh, what does the other minimum? 8 gigs. Does the G skills? Okay, so for our G skills to run at 8 gigs, we're gonna have to for RGB, but I'm not too concerned about running RGB on these. So let's go ahead and open up our connectors. Man, this thing is a really weird motherboard. Like, normally you'd be lifting up both pieces to both tabs to put it in. You're moving both of them, but this, you're only moving one of them. It's kind of convenient, but then on top of that, it's very weird. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and put in our RAM. 8x16 RAM. We're gonna have a ton of RAM. Let's see, 8x16 is a ton. Let's see, 16, 32, 64. So that's 128 gigs of RAM, I believe, if I'm correct. 16, 32 on each side. Do they have 64 gig? So we're just gonna go ahead and leave that as is. So next we need to look at processors, which we want to go into. We want to have an i9 in it. We want to have the highest frequency we can get. With as many cores as we can get on that. I think it's gonna be this one for the win, because it has the highest amount of cores and the highest frequency. So Let's go ahead and open up our CPU shield. Go ahead and close our CPU shield, close our handle, make sure everything's locked. Next up, make sure we get our thermal paste down. Very important. So what are we using here? Our custom water cooler. We are using... Okay, so now we gotta go into CPU blocks. They do have an RGB one, I think. No, it has a nickel. Let's go with this one. Next up are to install our reservoir. We gotta make sure we get one of those up in there. With RGB in there. To keep you having our RGB. Alright, so I think what we're gonna do is it's gonna go from the reservoir immediately into the GPU, and the GPU to the fan, to the CPU, and CPU back to the reservoir, maybe. Hold on, I'd have to see what kind of radiators we can fit. Okay, so we can fit a single radiator. Can we fit a double? No, we cannot. We can put in a single though, which is very, very convenient, because that means we can put in that one like that, and now we'll have one that can run the CPU to cool the CPU, which will be the single fan, and one that'll go to this, which will go to the graphics card. It's gonna be very, very confusing. I think we're gonna go from the GPU. So everything's gonna be kind of weird here. Just gotta figure out how I'm gonna do that. First up, we want to go with a manufacturer. We want to have an NVIDIA. Actually, no. We want to go with a chipset with a NVIDIA card. $24 gigs. Let's go with the 3090. Let's see, we got... Let's go with some crosshairs. Alright, so these are gonna be double rack. Okay, let's go ahead. Remove these PCI slots. Believe it's that one. Actually, I think we may go with one of these. Let's take a look at one of these. Oh yeah, I'll accept that. Oh, these are only single lane. Okay. I was kind of confused there. It didn't make any sense to me. Hold on, we gotta go find our. I think it's this one. I'm gonna go with the 3090. So now we have dual graphics cards, which will be nice because that's gonna handle big boy graphics. Now to install wires. Wires, where wires, cables. Oh wait, hold on, we need a power supply. We're gonna need a big boy power supply. Let's go with the Cooler Master. So we're not running inductors? I don't think. Can I run an inductor? I don't think I can anymore because I got it all covered. But that's okay, we're gonna go ahead and slot in some storage down here. SSD transfer speed. You want the maximum as much as possible. $560, $480. No, I'm sorry. $550, $550, $525, $535, $530. I think our best bet's gonna go with these nice big honkers. Actually, we're gonna have to install our what you call it back again, our drive bay. We're gonna need to put in some storage. Oh, hold on. Okay. So we can go ahead and install an SSD there. I want to go with 2 SSDs, and we'll go with a slow. I'm gonna go with an old school hard disk. And we're gonna go with one of these big O. Oh, okay, so we can put the big drives. Hopefully I have. Did it tell me I can't fit it? I don't remember. Alright, let's go ahead and install our last SSD. Alright, next we get all that hooked up. It's all ready to go. Now to install our cables, which I think we're gonna go with. What are we gonna go with? Well, we're gonna go with Sleep Plastic Orange, because why not? I don't like how that's going through the fan like that. Oh, it's not. It just looked like it for a second. Oh, what was up with that? That was weird. That's a lot of cables running back there, though, for the. Oh. Ooh. We're gonna have to remove our cables here because we don't got a power supply that can power all these. Ah, crap. I hate whenever that happens. We just gotta go and find a, we gotta go, put in a new power supply. I like it when they show you how many they have. Let's see, they got an RGB. Hopefully this will hold everything I need. Oh no, this is even worse. This is only gonna be able to. This takes away one. Alright, let's remove. We need a modular, I think. Oh, these are gonna... A 1000 watt... Oh yeah, no, they're gonna be able to handle the job here. I mean, I know it's straight up gonna be weird, but you know. It is what it is. Alright, so let's go ahead and install our cables. Now that I think we actually have the space for them. And it looks like we indeed do. We could probably actually run this with a gaming rig that has one more, I think. But we're just gonna go ahead and connect these like that. And the yellow cables come out looking quite a bit nicer than the last ones I were was weird. Alright, let's go ahead and connect this. This has the availability for plug in these SSDs. I need something to run more than just... Okay, so we can go ahead and remove these. Because I don't really need... three hard drives. So we can go ahead and install this back panel. Actually, you know what, we'll go ahead and leave it like that for now. We'll come back to that. Let's finish up our cabling first. The radiator goes there. Or, not a radiator, our reservoir. Yes. That's gonna have to go last. Oh, the motherboard does have one there, didn't see that. Alright, let's have that big one be the first one getting powered here, and then the small one. Where is it? Right there. Yellow cabling's kind of, screwing with me. It looks like there's something there that needs to be plugged in, but it doesn't look like it. But there actually is. Alright, let's go ahead and install our custom water cooling and our pipes. Want to go with a nice... let's go with clear. I think we'll just go with clear rigid pipe. Alright, so how are we going to do this? Well, we're going to run GPU number 1 to like... Oh, no. We want to go with some gold fittings. Next, well, hold on. This dual fan will go to the CPU, kind of like that. Like that. Next, then the GPUs will be from this fan. And the CPU immediately goes into the reservoir. Let's do something like that. The reservoir immediately goes. Oh, hold on, we did something wrong here. This goes immediately to here, I believe. Let's go with our piping again to here. And then our CPU. We got, hold on. So if that's going to the CPU, it comes out here. Piping should come from here to here. And then this will do this number. Back up to the reservoir. If I did something like that, can I push it over to the side? Okay, so we do have that. I don't think it should leak out. I think it should be fine. We can go ahead and install the rest of our panels. Except for our side one, we don't need to do that until, let's see, we do have a dust filter we need to put back in. There's an empty loop here. Go ahead and install our PCI lock. Hopefully this thing fires up. Cabling. There we go. And it's ready to boot. Let's close that panel. Well, boots up fine. It claims that there is an empty loop here. Coolant. Let's go with orange. Yellow. Let's go with yellow. So yes, that does go to there, around to the CPU. CPU up to that fan cools. For the GPU gets cooled and back to the reservoir. Alright, so now we have to complete the case. Now we just turn it off and we'll install an OS. We'll go ahead and throw in this USB drive. This thing costs 10 grand, dang. I guess with all that water cooling. Okay, so everything's working there. It's a little bit slower than if it was the M.2 drives. Okay, so let's go ahead. Open up our system info. No. We're gonna need 3D Mark Advanced Edition. We don't need bullet rhyme. We're gonna need some lighting. We're gonna need the lighting app. We're gonna need OCCT. And we're gonna need the GPU tuner. Yeah, just in case we want to tune those GPUs, but I don't think we will. Okay, let's go ahead and go here and restart. So yeah, this thing looks very nice. I think we're gonna change the lights to being yellow. Everything being yellow. Okay. There we go. Let's check our system's info, see what we got here. Everything looking pretty cool here, around 30, 32, 33 degrees Celsius. Everything looking pretty cool. Actually, I think this may be the coolest case I think I've ever had. Let's minimize that. Let's bring up our OCCT. We'll run that. We'll run this. But yeah, no, look at this thing. It's absolutely beautiful. Being with all the yellow color. Yeah, no, that's awesome. No, this is a pretty expensive gaming rig, but it does get the job done. Let's see what we get as far as the ranking and everything. Looks like it's handling stuff pretty well. Problem is it's a bit slower than I would like because I did not install M.2 drives. I think it would probably be a bit faster because it takes longer to write and receive everything. But I do have a whole bunch of them, so the drives working together probably won't be a problem. And we got a backup hard drive, the solid state, to back up the solid states. So see what we got here. We got 71 degrees on the maximum on the CPU. The GPU's got 85, which is both pretty hot, but that's to put a load on it. And our maximum was a 790 draw, and I think we can run 1,000. 246 watts was the minimum it draw. Minimum being 3150, 3288. Pretty good. So yeah, no, not too bad. But anyways, thank you for watching. Andrew TG, I'm out.